All right. So I am here with Dr. Tazzy from Michigan Family Chiropractic. Dr. Tazzy, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Can you please just
Absolutely.
tell me a little bit about yourself, kind of what you do? Give me a little bit of background there.
Yeah. So basically, we started practice about almost 15 years ago now. We have two locations, and we're doing some decompression, some knee niche in one of my locations, and pretty much just chiropractic in the other one.
Awesome. Awesome. And what kind of results have you seen since we started? What has the experience been like and the results thus far?
They've been pretty good. We came from another company. We were with them, I don't know, maybe close to 8 or 9 months. And so far, the first month and a half in, we already surpassed everything we've done with the previous group. So things are going pretty good.
Awesome. And how long were you with the other group?
About roughly about 8 or 9 months.
Or 9 months. Wow. We're only 5 weeks in, so we've already passed that. Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What would you say is the reason for that? What would you tie that to?
I think the quality of leads that we're getting people through the door. With our other group, we were getting a lot of leads, but nobody really coming into the office. So far, we've already had more leads in the first probably 3 weeks with you guys than we had over the course with the other group. Um, so I guess that's the biggest thing is just getting us in front of that patient.
Gotcha, gotcha. And I know quality is a big thing too, even if they do show. How has that been?
Actually, really well. I thought we may have had a little bit of an issue early on, just with some people with the fixed incomes or whatnot, but we've been able to push through for most of them and get financing available for them and get them approved and get them launched into care. So, I kind of just laid everything out to you guys in the beginning with what my concerns were, and we went from there. And I trusted you guys so far, and it's been working pretty good.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. And how has it been different from other agencies? You mentioned you worked with another one for 9 months. Like, what has the big difference has been besides quality and obviously lead showing up?
One of the biggest things that I like is basically we have that constant interaction. So I like the fact that I can reach out to you guys, and within a day I get that response back, versus trying to set up a call every couple of weeks to stay ahead of it. So the communication's been awesome. And then this the AI follow up. That's one of the things we tried to do with the last group, but I was really against that just because the quality of the AI and just the awkwardness behind it, I guess. And but again, I listened so far to you guys, and it's been really good. So we're really not straining with our front office. We're not overwhelming them with following up with leads. Basically, once the leads are on our schedule, we're calling just to confirm those appointments. So I mean, that's, I guess, been the big change is just the quality of leads and then also the communication.
Gotcha, gotcha. And with that AI, I mean, I've worked with hundreds of clinics at this point, and I know the front desk hates agencies because the agencies are always like, call the leads, follow up with the no-shows, call the cancels, right? For the most part, the AI has taken most of that over. So how's the front desk and your team been liking it so far with the AI?
Yeah, they've been actually loving it. My wife was the one that was responsible for following up with all the AI leads or all the leads, I guess, in the past. But it was pretty straining because obviously we get a lead coming in, we want to follow up with it as quick as possible. So not only was I seeing her in the office, but then outside of the office, I would nudge her a little bit every time I seen one beep through. But just not having to do that and coming in the morning, and we're trying to follow up with the double dial and immediate follow up after hours. But for the most part, we're tackling it during regular hours, and it's still filling our schedule. So there's room for improvement on our end, but as of right now, it's still looking really good.
Awesome, awesome. And with the AI, do you think a lot of patients know it's AI? Like, has it caused like distrust issues? I know that's a big issue. Like clinics worry about like if it's AI, kind of hurting their brand.
No, not that I'm aware of so far, at least. I believe one of our AIs says it's AI assistant so and so, and one of the other ones just says a name, but um, we haven't really had any pushback for that as far as that goes.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I know there's lots of agencies out there, right? There's lots of different options. So why even in the first place kind of what drew you to us? Like, why did you guys decide to come here?
Yeah, so we were referred by another one of your colleagues, I guess, but we interviewed a couple different companies, and just by talking with you, I kind of laid out what our expectations were, what we were hoping to get from it. And I mean, you were realistic with me. You told me roughly how long it would take to get to that point. And same thing, I kind of said, these are our concerns. These were our setbacks before. And you answered those for me. And just, we felt, I guess the communication was there, the trust was there. And, that was the deciding factor.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, I've been doing this long enough and learn to, like, even though we talk about the results being good, if the experience sucks, like, it's not going to last, right? If it's tough, if it's stressful, if the team hates it, right? How has the overall experience been so far?
Yeah, the first week or so, it was a little bit stressful, just kind of getting to know the high level and kind of how to follow through with everything. But after that, we got a good system put in place. Now we have two girls that are tackling it, making sure that when the patient shows up, they mark accordingly. But it's over the past couple of weeks, it's been pretty seamless.
Awesome. Awesome. And with the onboarding, how was that experience? Because I know putting a new system is always a little bit stressful, right? That first couple weeks, it's new, the staff is a little bit stressed, but how was that here?
It really wasn't too stressful on my end. I had my office manager help with most of it, but basically, other than going through and answering kind of the expectations and a little bit about how we practice, our case value, different things that we offer, that was pretty straightforward on my end. And then getting trained up on it, I'm not quite sure how much time Katie had to put in, but if it was too much, I'm sure she would have let me know that. But she wasn't complaining, so we rolled forward with it.
There you go. There you go. And what would you say to a doctor or a clinic that's, on the fence about whether they want to work with us or keep looking for other options? They need to scale their clinic, but they're just not sure where to go. What would you say to them?
Just be open with what their expectations are, have the communication, ask the questions, and if they have past experiences, and that was the biggest thing with us. I let you guys know what our experiences were, where our letdowns were at, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people we come to the door. If we're not having a good time and or it's stressful, just like you mentioned earlier, it's not worth it. But the partnership and the communication, I guess, would be the big factor that I would say is there with you guys. For us, we weren't finding that with the other group. So,
Gotcha. And on that note, with the communication and the work there, I know a lot of doctors, I hear it all the time. They say, I'm working for my agency, right? They feel like they're working for their agencies, doing everything for their agencies. Do you feel that in this case?
no, actually kind of the opposite. I almost feel guilty when I shoot you guys a text message and ask you to handle something for me. But no, I really, like I said, if there's a question, I'll shoot you guys a text message, and within the day I have an answer. And, no, I kind of feel like I should be doing more on my end as far as getting content or getting you guys some different things. But it's honestly, other than paying the ad spend, it's for the most part been hands off.
Awesome. And do you enjoy that? I know some doctors like to be super hands-on, but what's your preference?
No, obviously it's our brand, it's our name, so I want to make sure it's represented appropriately. But if it's working, I'd rather know less about it than have my hands in it. So as long as you guys are okay with it, I'll keep shooting those messages across, and we can kind of go from there. But no, I like the way it is right now.
Awesome. And I'm looking at the numbers here. I see over the last 5 weeks, you spent roughly about $3,300 and collected about $38,000 in revenue. Is that correct? Kind of what you guys been seeing?
Yeah, just over 38,000, almost 39,000. So
39,000. Wow. And that's with 10 new patients. I know sometimes closing those new patients is, a chore. How has that been here? Has it been a lot of pushing back and forth, or how's that gone?
no, it's actually been pretty straightforward with our systems. There were a couple patients that had a hard time as far as financing, whether they were on disability or different income levels or whatnot. But the ones that we weren't able to get financed, we would either get them in a lower package or we would just have to hold off on care. But for the most part, there wasn't much pushback.
Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic, my friend. Is there anything else you'd want to share about the experience, the results? Anything else you want to share, or any advice even to doctors?
No, like I said, it's have that communication and work together, I guess. But I think I laid out what our expectations were, what we were hoping for, and the biggest thing is just setting those expectations, realistic expectations for myself, and for you guys, what we were looking for. But right now, it's been a good partnership, and hopefully, it continues to go the way that it's been going. So.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. We really appreciate it. Appreciate all your kind words, and we love working with you and your team. You guys are fantastic, and we just look forward to just scaling you to the next level over these next couple months and hopefully years, like you said.
I'm excited.
Awesome.